Hello everyone. Welcome back to another session of this year's Extensions 101 webinar series. So in the previous 3 sessions of this year, we explored building extensions for Zoho projects where we saw certain important concepts like connections, widgets, model boxes and data storage and how we can effectively incorporate these features while you're building a Zoho projects extension. So, in today's session, we are going to be moving on and exploring extension development for another Zoho product, which is going to be Zoho CRM. So, in today's session and in the upcoming, that is in the next session, we'll be focusing on extension development for Zoho CRM. So, this Extensions 101 webinar series was initiated in the year 2023. So far, we've covered around 15 sessions as part of this series. So across these 15 sessions, we have few dedicated sessions which focus on the features that are involved in extension development for CRM. So we've already covered certain important concepts like connectors, connected apps, widgets, and CRM variables, which play a vital role while you build a CRM extension. So you can always refer to the resources section available in the Zoho community page to check out the YouTube recordings of the previous sessions on these features. So in addition to those features on CRM extension development, in today's session, we are going to be exploring another important feature called as custom action and its significance while you're building the extension for CRM. So the focus of today's webinar topic is going to be the topic custom action and its uses while you're building the CRM extension. So with that said, let's enter into the session for today. But before I enter into the agenda for today's session, let me quickly introduce myself and my teammate. I'm Nandita and I'm from the Zoho Marketplace team. I also have Vinod with me who's from the Marketplace team as well. So now let's get into the agenda that's planned for today's session. So we'll be starting off with a quick introduction or an overview on what the custom action feature is about. And then we'll see when and how these custom actions can be used, followed by which we'll be seeing the steps that are involved in creating a custom action. And then we'll explore an important method called a set config and the vital role that it plays while you're creating the custom action as part of your CRM extension. And finally, we'll conclude with an example use case demonstration of building a Zoho CRM extension where we'll be utilizing this custom action feature. So this is the agenda that's planned for today's session. So without any further ado, let's start with the first topic, which is going to be a quick introduction on what custom actions are. So these custom actions help you to carry out a templated task or an action that can be reused across different scenarios, but it helps you to get a personalized outcome out of every scenario. So let's say you want to perform an action, let's say a common action, but you want to reuse this common action across multiple scenarios or conditions. But in every scenario that you're going to reuse this common action, you want to get a personalized or a different outcome out of that action. Then in that case, this custom action feature can be used. So in general, while you're building a CRM extension, you have a component called as workflow. So you can define a workflow. If you want to perform an action on occurrence of a specific criteria, then this workflow component can be used. So here in the extension developer platform for CRM, I've just included a sample screenshot of how the workflow component would look. So here we've defined a workflow rule where we've specified a condition or a criteria. So on occurrence of this particular condition, an instant action can be associated with it. So there are a set of default actions that are provided. So any one of this action can be associated so that on occurrence of this condition, this action is going to be performed. So let's take an example. Let's say we need an email that is going to be sent out when a lead is going to be converted into a contact. So in this case, as an extension developer, you can define a workflow where you can specify the criteria or the condition as the lead being converted into a contact. And the action that's going to be performed is going to be sending out an email. But here, the content that's going to be sent out of the email is going to be personalized according to the criteria that you've defined. So here, let's say in this particular criteria, the content would be something like congratulating the lead, stating that they are successfully converted into a contact, right? So let's take another scenario. So you want another email to be sent out when a deal is being successfully closed and won with a contact. So in that case, you can define another workflow where you specify the condition or the criteria as the deal being closed and won. And the action that's going to be performed over here is again sending out an email, but the outcome, that the content of the email is going to be specific to this particular criteria. So in this case, we can see that as an extension developer, you have to define multiple workflows where you're specifying some criteria and associating some action accordingly. But across these workflows, you can see that there's an action that's common. So the action of sending out the email is common in both the workflow criteria. The only thing that differs is the condition and the outcome that comes out of the action, right? So what if this common action of sending out the email alone can be taken and that can be reused across multiple workflows? Well, that can be achieved using this custom action feature. So using this custom action feature, as a developer, you can just take a common action, create it as a custom templated action, and provide that action to the end user who gets the benefit of creating workflow criteria of their choice, associating and using this action to get personalized outcomes. So that's what we have depicted over here. So using this custom action feature, as an extension developer, the developer will only have to create a custom templated action. So whatever common functionality is going to occur, that can be defined using this custom action feature. This extension which holds this custom action feature can be bundled and that can be given to the end user. So now the end user who's installing the extension, they get the benefit of defining the workflow criteria of their choice. So they can define any number of workflows, but they can go ahead and reuse this custom action that you've created as part of their workflows. So in this way, the common action that you've created as part of your extension is being reused across multiple workflows that are going to be created by the end user to get personalized outcomes. So this is how, like in the end user account, in their Zoho CRM account, once the extension is installed, the end user can define the workflow criteria. So they can specify a condition. And here you can see that in the instant actions, along with the default set of actions, now the custom action that was created through the extension has been populated over here. So this way, the end user can define any number of workflows with criteria of their choice and associate this common templated action that you've created using the custom action feature to get personalized outcomes. So this was an overview of how beneficial custom action can be. So next, let me show you when and how these custom actions can be used. So as I mentioned, as a developer, you'll just have to create a custom action to perform a common templated action. So this custom action that you're creating is going to be a combination of two things. It's going to be a combination of a custom UI, that is a user interface, and a custom script. So let me just go into the Sigma platform and show you all how this custom action component looks so that you can relate better to this concept. So this is my Sigma platform where I already have an extension for my CRM. So let me enter into that particular extension. So here you can see, right, as part of this CRM extension, I have this workflow component. So we saw that workflows can be defined in order to execute an action on occurrence of a specific criteria. So if I just enter into a workflow that's already created, a criteria is available and instant actions, a set of default instant actions will be available, which you can associate with this workflow. But if you as a developer, you just want to create a common templated action alone as part of your extension and provide that to the end user so that they can reuse it in their workflows, then you can use this custom actions option. So if you use the custom action option, it will ask you to create an action. So you'll have to just provide a name for an action. Let's just provide test as the name. And then I said the custom action is going to be a combination of two things. So you're going to have a custom user interface and a custom script. So you might wonder, why do you require this custom user interface? So essentially, when the end user is going to define the workflow and then they are going to associate this custom action that you've created, you're creating a common functionality, right? Some common action to occur. So that common action that needs to be performed will be handled using your script, the custom script that you're going to create. But out of this workflow that the end user is going to create, You want to get a personalized outcome. So the criteria is defined by the end user, but the outcome also has to be personalized, right? So if you need to get personalized outcomes out of every workflow, then the input also has to be personally provided by the end user. So to gather that personalized input from the end user, you will create a custom user interface as part of your custom action. So through this custom interface only, the end user will provide their personalized input so that whenever that workflow condition that they are creating is going to be met, based on the input that they provide, the custom script will be executed to get personalized outcomes. So this is the usage of the custom UI as part of your custom script. So what you'll essentially do is whatever user interface needs to be rendered to the end user, that particular user interface file is what you'll have to provide over here. So let me just think that main.html holds the custom user interface for our custom action. So after that, you'll give next, which is going to have the next component, which is going to be a custom script. So we've created a custom UI, then the custom script. So as I mentioned, common action that's going to be performed. So in the example that we just visited, the action of sending out the email is common, right? So that common templated action has to be handled via your custom script. So the email sending out functionality will be handled in the custom script, and whatever, when this custom action is going to be provided to the end user, whatever personalized input they provide as part of the custom UI, based on that input only, this custom script will be executed to get personalized outcomes. So this custom action is a combination of the UI and the custom script. So as I mentioned, if you just create this custom action component as a developer and publish this extension as an end user, so let me just go to our CRM. So in the CRM, let's say the end user has installed the extension which holds your custom action. So they can go ahead and define workflow rules of their choice. So if they go to workflow rule, so let's just take this workflow. So they can create a workflow, a condition can be specified, and now if you check the actions option, along with the default set of actions that are available, you'll have this custom action option that you've created through the extension. So this custom action option can be utilized by the end user. So let's say they click on the custom action, they will be prompted with the custom UI that you've created as part of the custom action. So this is where the custom UI that you're creating, right, in the custom action component will be displayed to the end user. So the end user can go ahead and provide personalized inputs according to this workflow that they are creating. So we saw, right, if the lead is going to be converted into a contact, then the email's content will be different. Similarly, if the deal is going to be closed and won, then the email that's going to be sent out is going to be different. So based on the criteria, the input provided over here in the custom UI will differ. So the end user can provide the personalized input, and once this particular input is saved to this workflow, whenever in the end user account, this workflow condition is going to be met, based on the input provided, personalized input provided by the user, end user for this workflow, the custom script that you've created as part of the custom action will be triggered, and you will get personalized outcomes out of it. So in this way, the end user can go ahead and define any number of workflows, associate the same custom action. They'll be prompted with the UI every time, and in that UI, they can go ahead and provide their personalized inputs and save that input to that workflow condition. So whenever that specific workflow condition is met, based on this personalized input, that script will be triggered to deliver personalized outcomes. So this is what I have consolidated as part of this slide over here. So as a developer, you'll just have to create a templated custom action, which is a combination of the custom UI and the custom script. And then that extension will be provided to the end user. So the end user gets to define the workflows and then reuse and associate this custom action as part of their workflows, provide the personalized inputs as the part of the custom UI that gets prompted when they associate the custom action. And then whenever the condition is met, based on that input they provided, the script will be triggered to get personalized outcomes. So this is an overview of what custom actions are and how they can be implemented. So next I'm going to take a real-time use case to see how this custom action feature plays a beneficial role. So when you're using Zoho CRM, we have a module called as cases in CRM, right? So let's say the customers who are using a product as part of your CRM, when they're using the product, they might have some issues related to that product. So those issues can be raised as cases in the Zoho CRM module. So as a sales agent who's currently handling these cases in Zoho CRM, you might have some commonly arising cases coming to you. So let's say you have 4 cases as part of this cases module: widget issue, connector authorization, widget loading issue, and connector expires. So across these cases, certain cases can be commonly arising cases. So as a sales agent, you might know the solution for this case, but still you'll have to enter into that case and update or provide the solution manually for that particular case. So here itself you can see that the case 1 and 3 is related to the widget loading issue. Similarly, case 2 and 4 is related to connector authorization expiration. So for case 1 and 3, the solution is going to be common. Similarly, for case 2 and 4, the solution is going to be common. So as a sales agent, you might know the solution, but every time a case is logged, you might still have to go into the case and update the solution manually for that case. But what we are going to try and do is that using the custom action feature, we are going to ensure that whenever a commonly arising case, that is a case with a subject that is commonly arising, comes up, we are going to have the solution automatically populated to that case. So that can be achieved using this custom action feature. So as I mentioned, as a developer, if you have to create the custom action feature, you'll need a combination of the custom UI and the custom script, right? So here, let's say we have a custom user interface where we have a field called a solution and a text box to get the personalized input from the end user later. So this is just a common user interface that we've created as part of our extension. So here, the end user, after they go ahead and create the workflow and associate the custom action, this UI will be prompted to them where they can provide the personalized solution for that particular case criteria. So this is a UI component. Along with the UI component, we need to handle the script also as part of the custom action, right? So the script is going to handle the logical functionality of performing that common action. So here in this example, the common action that's going to occur is going to be updating a solution to the case. So the criteria, that is the case subject, might differ, but the solution that's going to be updated to the case, that action is common, right? So the script that is going to be performed is going to be the action of updating a solution to a case in CRM. So now we have a common UI, a custom UI that we've created, and a script which handles the functionality of setting a solution to the case. So once this combination of UI and script is created as a custom action, that feature can be provided through the extension to the end user. So the end user can go ahead and create workflows in their CRM account. So let's say they create a workflow rule for the case widget not loading. So the condition that is going to be available is whenever a case comes up with a subject containing terms like widget not loading. So if widget and not and loading, these terms are part of the case's subject, then what you can do is you can go ahead and associate the custom action that we've created. So we saw that the custom action that we've created is having the name case handling widget, right? So that particular custom action can be associated to this workflow criteria. So after the end user associates this particular custom action to their criteria, they will be prompted with the custom UI that was created as part of the extension by the developer. So in the custom UI, they can provide the personalized solution that needs to be updated for this case criteria. So here, if a case comes up with a widget not loading, the solution is generally to check if the zrun command is running. So only then the local browser or the local server will be up and running. So that personalized input can be provided by the end user, who's the sales agent over here, right? That can be provided by the end user, and when they click on save, this particular personalized input will be associated with this particular workflow condition. So whenever in the end user's account, a case comes up with the subject as widget not loading. So let's say the sales agent gets a case with a subject widget not loading, then that workflow condition is met. So based on the personalized solution that is provided by the end user for the case, the custom script of updating the solution to that case will be executed and the solution will get automatically updated to the case. So in this way, the end user can go ahead and define another workflow as well. So let's say they define another workflow with the subjects, like if the case comes up with a subject containing terms like connector not expired or connector authorization. So if these terms are all not present, then the same custom action, that particular common template can be associated. They will be prompted with the UI again. There they can provide the personalized solution for that particular case criteria. So if the connector authorization expires, the usual solution is to reauthorize the connector and check the implementation again. So that personalized solution can be provided and saved to that workflow. So if a case comes up with the criteria as connector not authorized, then this workflow would be triggered. So whatever solution is provided as part of this workflow, that personalized input will be taken, the custom script will be executed, and that personalized solution would be updated to that case. So this is the benefit of using custom action, where as an extension developer, you just create the common templated action, which is a combination of a UI and a script. So you're providing that feature to the end user and giving them the benefit of defining workflows of their choice. So they can specify criteria of their choice, but reuse this custom action template across all the workflows, provide personalized inputs. So whenever the condition is going to be met, they get personalized outcomes out of it. So this is an example of how custom actions can be beneficially used as part of your CRM extension. So next, I just have the steps that we've discussed, consolidated as part of a slide. So ideally, the steps to create a custom action, as we saw, is as an extension developer, you create a custom action having a combination of a custom UI to get the personalized input from the end user and a custom script which will help you to perform the logical functionality based on the input that will be provided by the end user. So once this feature alone is handled as an extension, that extension will be provided to the end user. So the end user in their Zoho CRM account, they can define workflows. So they can specify criteria, associate this custom action that you've created as part of their workflow. So once they associate it, we saw that as soon as they associate the custom action, they will be prompted with the custom UI. So in that custom UI, they can provide their personalized input. So the user enters the input through the custom UI, which is available as part of the custom action. So based on the personalized input that's provided, that input will be passed as a parameter to the custom script. So whenever this workflow condition defined by the end user is met, then based on the input that's provided, the custom script will be triggered to get a personalized outcome for that workflow. So hope you're clear with the steps that are required to create a custom action and you understand the benefit of using the custom action. So next we are going to see a method called a setConfig and the significance it plays while you're using this custom action feature as part of your CRM extension. So CRM offers a method called as zoho.crm.action.setConfig, which helps you to set the values to variables that you are handling as part of your custom UI. So in the real-time use case that we just saw, when the end user defines a workflow and they associate your custom action, they are going to be prompted with your custom UI, right? So in that custom UI, they are going to provide some personalized input. So in this case, they are providing the personalized solution for that particular workflow condition. So this value that they are providing in the UI will have to be set to a variable so that in the custom script, that is the logical functionality that's going to occur. So in the custom script, whatever value was provided by the end user can be retrieved to execute that particular action. So this is a mandatory thing. So based on the value that's provided by the end user only, the script will be triggered to get personalized outcome. So this value that is going to be provided by the end user will have to be saved in the UI so that it can be later retrieved as part of your custom script to perform an action. So saving of any value that is provided by the end user in the UI has to be handled using this action.setConfig method. So in your widget, you'll be using this method to save the values provided by the end user to variables. Later, that value which is set using this method can be retrieved in your custom script using this input.config parameter. So when you're handling your custom deluge script, if you want to retrieve the value set to this particular variable, then you can go ahead and do it using the input.config.get of whatever variable name to which it was saved as part of the UI. So I just have a sample script over here. So let's say in the user interface, in the custom UI, you are going to have this particular method. You're utilizing this method to save the values provided by the end user to variables. So let's say the end users, the previous example that we saw, right, for sending out an email based on different criteria. So in the UI, we'll be getting the email subject and the message that needs to be sent out, right? So whatever value that's going to be provided by the end user for the subject and for the email's message can be saved to variables called as subject and message. So in the UI now, whatever value is provided will be saved to these variables. So this value, that is personalized input provided by the end user, has to be retrieved in the custom script. So in the custom script, which is a deluge function, how can you retrieve that? The format using input.config.get the variable name. So if you use that, whatever personalized input was provided by the end user for that particular variable will be retrieved, and that can be used to perform your actions. So this is the importance of using this setConfig method as part of your custom actions. Next, we're going to see the use case demonstration that we've taken to example or to demonstrate this custom action feature. So we are going to see an example that involves an integration between CRM and Zoho Projects. So CRM is a customer relationship management project, and we know that Zoho Projects is a project management app. So in CRM, let's say you are handling deals with multiple contacts. So the deal might be currently in a negotiation stage. So a contact might approach you stating that they want a software product or a hardware product to be created for them. So you might be in a negotiation stage with that particular for that particular deal with the contact. So let's say you successfully closed and won the deal with the contact. Then essentially you'll have to work on that particular product in order to deliver it to the customer, right? So here in CRM, once a deal is closed and won, you can create and handle the deal as a task in Zoho Projects. So since Projects is a project management app, so if you want to go ahead and convert that deal, so let's say the deal is to create a software product, then you can work on the implementation of that particular product in Projects, in your Zoho Projects product, so that once that product is created, it can be delivered to the contact. So that is an example use case that we are taking over here. So once the deals are going to be closed and won in CRM, we are going to create the deal as a task in Zoho Projects to work on that particular deal. So deals could be of different revenue types, right? So you might handle small revenue deals, you might handle large revenue deals. So let's say deals lesser than $1,000 are considered as small revenue deals, and greater than or equal to $1,000 are going to be considered as larger revenue deals. So in this case, if deals, based on the deal's revenue type, you can go ahead and create the deal as a task in the respective project in Zoho Projects. So in Zoho Projects itself, you might have multiple projects. So you could have one project for small revenue deals, one project for large revenue deals. So based on whatever the revenue of the deal that is going to be closed, that deal can be created as a task in that specific project in Zoho Projects. So this way, you get to keep a track of what are the small revenue deals you're working on and what are the larger revenue deals that you're working on. So along with this, when you're closing and winning a deal with a particular contact, then you might want to send out an email to them. So the email could be congratulating them on the deal being closed and won. And along with that, you might need to gather some requirements from them as well. Because if you want to implement and deliver a product to them, you need to know the use case flow, the requirements from their end, and what is the API support that can be provided from their end. All these details have to be collected from the particular contact in order to proceed with the implementation. So through the email that you're sending out, once the deal is closed and won, you can gather these details as well. So this points that we've mentioned now is what I've jotted down in the slide. So ours is going to be an integration between CRM and projects. So deals that are going to be closed and won in CRM are going to be created as tasks in Zoho Projects. So in projects itself, we are going to have two projects. In our Zoho Projects account, we are going to have two projects, one for small revenue deals and one for large revenue deals. So based on the deal's expected revenue, that particular deal will be created as a task in the respective project once the deal is closed and won. And along with that, we are going to see sending out emails to the deal's contact to collect further details from them depending on the deal type. So this use case can be achieved using our custom action feature. So here we can see that the action that's common is going to be creating a deal as a task in project. So the criteria that differs is the deal's revenue and the outcome, that is in which project is the deal going to go and be created as a task. So that is different. But the common action is creating the deal as a task in Zoho projects. Another common action over here is sending out an email. So irrelevant of whatever the deal's revenue is going to be, we are going to be sending out the email. Only the change is the criteria is going to change, which is going to be the deal revenue, and the outcome, that is the email content that's going to be sent, is going to be different. So utilizing the custom action feature, we can create this common templated action through our extension and provide that to the end user. So in the custom action, we will be in the custom action template, we will be creating a UI in order to gather details like the email subject, the email's body message, and in which project that the deal has to be created as a task. So these details will have to be collected from the end user. And the common action is going to be sending out the email and creating the deal as a task in your Zoho projects. So using the custom action feature, we are going to achieve this. So I've included certain sample screenshots of how our output would occur. So we remember, right? The custom action is going to be a combination of our UI and a script. So this would be our UI where we are going to get the details from the end user. So we are asking the end user to enter the details to be sent as a mail to the deal's contact. So we're going to gather the personalized subject for the email and the personalized body or the message for the email. Along with that, we are going to allow the end user to choose the project where the deal has to be created as a task. So we're going to showcase a drop down to the end user where all the Zoho projects available in their projects account will be displayed to them. So they get the option of choosing the project in which a deal with a revenue of say less than $1,000 or greater than $1,000 has to be created as a task. So this is going to be a common UI to gather the details. And the script will be handling the functionality of sending out the email based on the content provided over here and creating the deal as a task in the project that they have chosen. So in the end user's functionality, so after you create the custom action, the end user can define two workflows, one for small revenue deals. So the condition that we saw is when the deal is going to be closed in one and the expected revenue is going to be less than $1,000. So once this condition is met, in the instant actions, they'll have the custom action that you've created populated. So they can go ahead and associate the custom action and they'll be prompted with the UI that the extension developer has created. So in the UI, they can provide details specific to small revenue deals. So let's say the subject is common. The message is going to be customized according to small revenue deals. So we are saying that the deal type is small value. And for D types having small value, we require the below documents from your end for us to proceed with the implementation. So we're going to get the documents related to the use case flow, the requirements document, and the API support document. So along with this, we are also providing them with the option to choose the project where the deal has to be created as a task. So for small revenue deals, in this particular dropdown, let's say they've chosen the project as new project. In this project only, whenever the deal criteria is met, this deal will be created as a task in this particular project in their Zoho projects account. So also we're going to be showcasing the last chosen project for them. So whatever project they'd chosen earlier will also be showcased to them. So in this way, we saw that the end user can create one workflow. So the same thing, they can go ahead and create another workflow for large revenue deals where the condition is going to be the deal is going to be closed in one, but the expected revenue is going to be greater than or equal to $1,000. So when they do that, they still get the option to associate the same custom templated action that you've created, and they'll be prompted with the UI where they go ahead and provide personalized details for the large revenue deals. So you can see here the deal type is high value. And along with the other requirements that we gathered, you are also going to get a signed agreement from them. So for large revenue deals, you might potentially require a signed agreement from the contact as well. So this content is personalized according to large revenue deals. And they can go ahead and choose the project from the dropdown on where this particular deals with large revenues have to be created as a task in the specific Zoho project. So this is how the sample output would occur. So this functionality is what we're going to see in real time as part of our extension. So in our extension, to achieve this use case, we would ideally require three important components. So the first thing is going to be a connector, which is going to help you to establish a secure integration between Zoho CRM and Zoho projects. So why do you need the secure integration? Because we are going to be pulling and pushing data across these two applications. So we are taking all the projects from the end user Zoho projects account and displaying to them as part of a custom UI in CRM. So when data transfer between two applications are going to occur, that has to be secure, and that can be achieved using this connector feature. So we've already explained this connector feature in detail as part of one of our previous sessions in this Extensions 101 series. Then the second component is going to be creating a connected app. So when a connected app is required, when you want to create user interfaces. So widgets are nothing but user interfaces. So as part of our custom action, we require a custom UI, right? So for that custom UI, you have to create a widget project, and that widget project has to be associated with your extension as a connected app. So only when that connected app, that widget is associated with your extension as a connected app, the UI or the user interface files available as part of your project can be utilized across other components in your extension. So since we need the UI in our custom action component, we are creating a widget project associating that to the connected app feature so that it can be later used in our custom action. So the third important component that we require is the custom action component. So that's the focus of our topic today, right? So here for this use case, the custom action is going to require a combination of custom UI and a script. So in our custom UI, we are going to create a user interface to get the email subject and the message, and the project has to be chosen in which the deal has to be created as a task. So that's the UI component. In the custom script, we are going to handle the functionality of the comment functionality, which is going to be to create the deal as a task in the project and then send out the email to the deal's contact to gather future documents. So this is the developer's functionality. So I have just included what the end user will do as well. So the end user can create any number of workflows. For our example, we've just included two workflows, one for small revenue deals, one for large revenue deals. So as part of both the deals, they will define the criteria, associate your custom action. They will provide the personalized inputs as part of the custom UI. So whenever that workflow condition is going to be met, this particular custom script will be triggered based on the personalized input provided by the end user to get the personalized outcomes. So I've included all these components as part of an extension in my Sigma platform so that I can show you the demonstration of how this example output functionality occurs. So let me just go to my Sigma platform. So here in Sigma, I have an extension called as test extension demo, where I've handled the components that are required for this extension use case. So here, the three components that we saw, the first component was creating the connector, right? So I have a connector over here for Zoho projects. So I've established an integration between my CRM extension and Zoho projects through this connector. So I have multiple APIs as part of this connector, but for our example, we are going to be utilizing two particular APIs. So the first API is going to be to get the projects. So we essentially need to get all the projects that are available in the end user Zoho projects account so that they can be displayed as part of the custom user interface, right? So in order to do that, we are getting the projects using this get project API. And then the other API that we'll be using is the create project task. So once the end user provides the particular or chooses the project where they want the deal to be created as a task, when the workflow condition is met, that deal has to be created as a task in that particular project, right? So in order to create the deal as a task in Zoho projects, we'll be utilizing the create project task API in Zoho projects. So these are the two APIs in the connector that we'll be utilizing across this functionality. So that was the first component. The second component is the connected apps. So we saw if we want any user interface, that is any widgets to be involved as part of our extension, then that has to be created as a widget project and associated with this connected app feature, right? So I've already created a widget project, zipped that and associated to this extension using the connected apps feature. So let me just go ahead and show you that particular project that I've created. So this custom action set config is the widget user interface that I've created for this example. So this holds the user interface files. So inside my app folder, I have certain files which holds the UI that is required for our custom action component. So in order to utilize this as part of our extension, we'll have to zip this entire widget project and associate it to this extension using the Connect Apps feature. So that's what I've done over here as the second component. And the final component is our custom action component. So we earlier saw that under automate, in the left panel, we have this custom actions option. So here I've created a custom action. So you see, I've given the name as custom action, and in the UI, that is in the user interface, if you remember, I mentioned that the location of the user interface file that's going to be rendered as part of a custom action is what has to be given over here. So since I've already included this connected apps component, the widget project is associated. So whatever UI file that I need to be rendered as part of our custom action, that particular file's path is what I have to give over here. So inside app folder, inside the HTML folder, I have a file called as main.html, which holds the custom user interface that I've created for our custom action. So that location is what I have specified over here. So let me just open this UI file and show you all the functionality that we've handled as part of this user interface. So this is the script that we've written in order to handle the custom user interface. So in our UI that we saw, in the sample output that we saw, we are getting the subject, the message, and we are allowing them to choose the project in which the deal has to be created as a task. So I've created the labels that are required to showcase the end user with the subject, message, and a drop down list for the projects called as project list. So once I've done that, I've utilized this connector API that we created. So we created a connector API for getting the project details, right? So I'm invoking that connector API as part of our UI over here, so that all the details or all the projects that are available in the end user Zoho projects account will be fetched and displayed as a drop down list called as project list. So essentially only if those details are displayed, then they can go ahead and choose the project. So they have labels now for subject, message, and their projects are going to be displayed so that they can go ahead and choose a project from that list. So once all this is displayed as part of the UI, the end user will provide the input, right? They will provide personalized inputs. So if you remember, we said that those values that they're going to provide has to be saved to variables so that they can be later retrieved as part of our custom script. So to do that, we have to use the action.setConfig method. So that's what we've done over here. We've used zoho.crm.action.setConfig, and inside that, whatever values we want to be saved to variables are handled over here. So here you can see that I have two variables called as subject text and message text, where whatever value is going to be provided by the end user for the label subject, that is in the text box for subject, whatever they are going to input, that is going to be taken and saved to the variable subject test. Similarly, for message, whatever value they enter, that will be saved to the variable message test. Then in the drop down list, they are going to go ahead and select one particular project. So we need that project ID so that this deal can be created as a task in that specific project later, right? So that particular ID or that particular project that we are going to choose, right? That project's ID can be taken and saved to a variable called as deal project. So also we saw that we are going to display them with the last chosen project. So in the last chosen project, we are showcasing that project name itself. So here, when you choose this dot value, you will get the project ID. When you take project list dot that particular text, whatever name, that is whatever project name that they had chosen, that will be fetched and given to us. So that particular name is going to be taken and stored to another variable called as deal test. So in this way, whatever values they are going to input are going to be saved to variables using action.setConfig. So along with this, our action is going to be sending out the emails, right? And creating the deal as a task in project. So when you want to create the deal as a task in the project, we essentially need the name for the task and a description for the task. So we can give the same name as that of the deal and the same description as that of the deal itself when you're creating the deal as a task in Zoho project, right? So if you want to fetch values for some default fields that are available in Zoho CRM modules, then you can do that using this format which is available. So we need the deal name so that that name can be used to create a task in Zoho projects. So to do that, you can use followed by flower braces, that is curly braces, exclamation, the module name dot the API name of that particular field. So when you use this, whatever value is available for the particular deal that is currently being executed, that deal's name will be taken so that it can be used to create a task with the same name in project. So similarly, I need the deal description as well to use it as a task description. And this is for the project that is going to be created. That is the task that is going to be created in project. So along with that, when you're sending out the email, we are collecting the subject and the message from the end user. But the mail has to be sent to the particular deal contact only, right? Whoever you close that deal with, that particular deal's contact only should get this mail. So that deal contact owner's email will be available as a field in the deals module itself. So that also I fetched using the format deals.contactname.email. So this will fetch me the particular contact's email that I'm taking and saving it to the variable called as to. So now whatever values that I require to execute the action in our custom script is obtained and saved to variables using the action.setConfig. So this is the functionality that we've handled using our custom UI, which is the custom user interface. So that has been completed. The first component, which is the custom user interface, is completed. So next we are going to go ahead and handle the script functionality. So I've written a custom script which is named as custom action. So the script is a normal script. You just have to perform the common functionality, which is going to be two things: creating the particular deal as a task in project and sending out the email. So the first half is handling the creation of a deal as a task in project. So if you remember, we have one connector API to create the create the deal as a task. So that's what I've invoked over here. And in order to invoke this, we require certain details. So we require details like portal ID, project ID, name, and description. So I've hard-coded the portal ID alone. The other details, I already have it available as part of my custom UI. So if you remember, in the custom UI, I have the values obtained for the project ID in deal project, and then the deal name and the deal description are available. So using the format that we mentioned before, input.config.getOf, whatever variable name to which you've stored that particular value in UI, if you use that format, that value will be fetched and that can be provided to the parameters required to invoke the create project task API. So in this way, the deal's name, description, and the project ID are taken from the UI itself, and using this, the API will be invoked to create that specific deal as a task in project. So that's one functionality. The other common functionality is sending out your email, right? So we have a deluge function in Zoho called a send mail, where you have 4 parameters: from, to, subject, and message. So we have the values already set for subject, message, and to as part of our UI. So using the same format, input.config.get of the variable name, you can go ahead and retrieve the values that are going to be provided personally by the end user, and then that mail can be sent out to the particular deals contact. So for from alone, essentially the mail is going to be sent out from the Zoho CRM user who's currently logged into their account. So whoever's handling the Zoho CRM, they are only closing and winning deals with contacts. So from their email only, the mail has to be sent out, right? So we have a function, deluge function called as zoho.admin user ID, which will retrieve the currently logged in CRM user's email. So that is what I've used over here. So from the currently logged in CRM user's email, the email will be sent with the personalized subject and the message to the deal's contact owner. So in this way, as part of our extension called as test extension demo, we have created a custom action component which holds a combination of a custom UI and a custom script. So now this extension has been published and it can be provided to the end users. So let's say in an end user's Zoho CRM account, if this extension is installed. So in the settings under marketplace all, installed extensions. So I have this test extension demo already installed. So if I enter into this, you will be asked to authorize your Zoho projects account. So essentially whoever is going to handle this particular CRM account, their Zoho projects only has to be fetched and displayed in the UI. So you have to authorize this particular connector in order for that secure integration to be established. So I'm just authorizing my Zoho projects account. So here you can see the connector is successfully authorized now. So now as an end user, you can go ahead and define the workflows. So for our example, we saw that we can create a workflow for small revenue deals, right? So inside setup, I've gone to workflow rules. So here you can create a rule. So the module where this is going to work is going to be in a deals module. So in the deals module, so let me just give the name as small revenue deal example. So I've just given a rule name, and when I click on next, it's going to ask me to specify when and the criteria. So whenever record action is going to occur, that is whenever a deal is going to be created or edited, our condition is going to be that the deal stage has to be closed and won. So only after you've successfully closed and won a deal with the contact and the expected revenue of that deal. So this is for small revenue deals. So let's say if it's less than $1,000. So when these two criterias are going to be met, then in the actions, now you can see the custom action that we created as part of our extension will be available. So this was the custom action that we had created, right? So if I click on that, the UI was being populated to the end user. So whatever custom action UI was created as part of the extension will be displayed to the end user. So here they can go ahead and provide the personalized input for the small revenue deals. So let me just give the subject common as deal 1. And the message is going to be something specific to small revenue deals. So for our demo purpose, let me just give small revenue deal itself as the message. So according to your business requirements, you can go ahead and rephrase the message accordingly. So after you give the personalized subject and the message, you're being asked to choose the project where the deal has to be created as a task. So the end user can go ahead. Currently in my Zoho Projects account, I have 2 projects. So let me choose this new project itself and then click on save. So when you click on save for the first time, you will be asked to provide a name. So let me just provide a name and click on save and associate. So now this personalized input that I've provided has been saved to this workflow condition. So when I click on save, now the workflow condition has been defined by the end user. The criteria is specified, the custom action template was associated, the UI is prompted where personalized inputs were provided. So now let us go inside a deal and see how the output functionality works. So I've just entered into a deal. So I already have a deal called as new deal in the negotiation or review stage. So the expected revenue is less than $1,000 for this particular deal. So let's say I've closed and won the deal with a particular contact. So when I change the status of the deal to closed and won, in this particular deal's timeline, you can see this at 11:10, you can see the small revenue deal example. That is the workflow that we had called has been a workflow that we created has been called. So now what should have happened based on the personalized inputs that you've provided? 2 actions should have been executed. 1, an email should have been sent out to this deal's contact, and this deal should have been created as a task in this particular new project that is available as part of my Zoho Projects account. So let me go. The deal's contact that I've given over here is my contact itself for demonstration purpose. So let us go to our mailbox. So here you can see, right? This was the value that we had given. So here I have the deal 1 subject that I had given and the message that I had given called a small revenue deal that has been triggered to the particular deal contact once the deal has been closed. So personalized outcome has been achieved automatically when the workflow condition was met. And also along with this, this deal should have been created as a task in our Zoho Projects, right? So this is my Zoho Projects portal. So I have 2 projects in my Zoho Projects. These were which were displayed in the UI. So we had chosen the project as new project over there. So when you click on new projects, you can see this new deal has been now created as a task in our Zoho Projects. So in this way, the end user can also choose to create another workflow for large revenue deals, define criteria of their choice. They can simply go ahead and associate the custom actions that you've created as part of the extension. So you're reusing the same custom action across multiple workflows, providing personalized inputs, and thereby, based on whatever inputs are provided, when the workflow condition is met in your Zoho CRM account, your script is going to be executed. The script is going to be executed to get personalized outcomes. So this is the benefit of using custom actions, where as a developer, you just create a common custom templated action through the extension development platform and provide that to the end user, who gets the benefit of defining workflows with criteria of their choice to get personalized outcomes. So this is the example that we wanted to demonstrate for this custom action feature.